Hey guys, I'm out here in the middle of the desert in an abandoned train tunnel, and if you'd like to figure out why the heck I'm out here, continue watching the rest of this video. Hey, what up guys? Happy Sunday, January 27th. I got some exciting news. I got a new backpack that actually can fit my drone, my DSLR, on my lens bag, and heck, I can fit 8 pairs of jeans, 10 pairs of t-shirts, a bunch of pairs of socks. I can fit enough to go traveling for about 4 days, I would say, and bring all my vlog gear in the same backpack. Here, check it out. I got it from REI. It's the Ruck Pack. I think the 40-liter Ruck Pack, but as you can see here, here's my camera bag. It just holds my DSLR. You know, I got my little blower. Right here's my Mavic with the Fly More bag, and then I've got a little Tinba, lens bag in here. And then the coolest feature is I have a 3-liter water reservoir right here, which is going to enable me to do the hike that we're gonna do today, which is I'm hoping to go back to the Impossible Railroad. And that was like an 8-mile hike. It was super scary the first time I did it, and I didn't want to do it again until I was more prepared. So now I'm feeling a lot more prepared with this backpack and everything I can bring with me. I think it's time to go do the Impossible Railroad again. So it's gonna be about an hour drive from Pacific Beach out to Jacumba. We went there once before. If you guys wanna see how to get here, I would suggest looking at my original video, The Impossible Railroad. I did a lot of directions on that one. Today's mission is more about just getting some awesome drone flights or something, So I guess I'll just check back at the Impossible Railroad. Holy cow, so I just got out to this De Anza nudist resort. That private property stuff is actually just saying, hey, you're about to enter a nudist resort, and it's a safe place to park with a gate. They just charge you $5 and then you get full access for the day to this nudist resort. You don't have to take off your clothes. But yeah, and then they have this awesome little pathway that gets you to the railroad tracks. I just learned an interesting fact. Right as I'm starting the hike, I can still hear my car honking in the distance. A couple bikers just said that you can no longer really mountain bike this trail because they started locking the tunnels. So all the tunnels apparently have gates on them now. Somebody has purchased this railroad and actually thinks that they're gonna try to run trains down it again. So my hike's gonna get a little interesting. He said hiking it, you should be able to get around the tunnels, but I mean, that's half the fun of this hike, is the tunnels. So I mean, in the back of my head, I'm kind of hoping whoever the heck bought this railroad realizes that the only profitable venture it's gonna have is by allowing hikers on it. Or who knows, maybe they're gonna wind up transporting oil or something on it again. I don't know, but it's kind of bumming me out that apparently we're not even allowed to walk on the tracks anymore. But the lady where I parked said they're still very lenient when it comes to hikers. She said if you see anybody, you just need to step off the tracks and, make sure you don't get hit by anything, I guess. Okay, I'm coming up on the first and what I believe is the smallest bridge you encounter out here on the hike. This bridge is what, 5 little wooden toothpicks long? But it is kind of high up, so I'm gonna go onto the railroad now. And here it is, the first one. I got a long ways to go. Not sure if you guys can see off to my left here is the cross. I'm not sure if it, is a tribute to all the people who have died on this railroad. I know the new buyer probably won't take that down out of fear for ghosts or bad luck. I know I wouldn't. Okay guys, I came up on the second bridge here. This one is a little bit sketchy because there's no way to walk around it. You pretty much have to go over it. So here I am, we're going over this bridge. If you guys know, I am horrified of heights. I don't know why, really don't know why I picked this this hike again. Especially after hearing that the tunnels are closed. And now I'm doing it with a backpack on too. I think last time I just had a little camelback. Holy cow. So sketch. At least these gaps aren't big enough. I think, you know, you wouldn't fall through. I learned something about walking on ice the other day. That if you keep your weight on your front foot, you'll never slip. Because when we walk, we distribute our weight between our two legs. And if you keep all your weight on one leg, you'll never slip off that leg. Keeping your center balance straight, up and down, probably never fall. I was thinking about that just there. But hey, I'll check in with you guys for the next bridge or fun event that happens. Let's see what's ahead of us. It's always kind of eerie being out at these spots all by yourself. I ran into some hikers that were in the train right now, and just kind of creepy, you know, they didn't even say hi, but that's okay. I'm not sure if they pushed these trains, if they've moved recently or not, but it's just so crazy to see these trains here. I was out here maybe a little less than a year ago, and it's just kind of cool. They haven't changed, or, you know, they've pretty much just stayed the same in their graffiti state of decay. Let's take a look up inside one of these trains just for old time's sake. Holy cow. This is just a little bit eerie. There's broken glass all over on the floors. I'm not even wearing my hiking boots, I just realized. I'm doing this all in tennis shoes. Holy cow. Walking faded in a cactus field. Written on the wall. There's a lot of artsy stuff. It's not all grimy. Okay, we're here at bridge number 3. It's quite longer than the last one and just as sketch for the record book. If not sketcher because it's missing a couple beams in some places, which make you kind of have to step out really far. I gotta say, doing this in tennis shoes is a little better than hiking boots. Ooh, that's a big gap. Oh, that was sketchier than the first time. There are a bunch of new holes in that bridge. I don't even know why I'm out here. Holy cow. As you guys can see behind me, the first tunnel here is definitely locked. I even kind of jostled the gate a little bit, but you know, there's a big sign saying that it's now railroad property and no trespassing. Technically, I'm not even supposed to be walking on the train tracks, I guess, so I guess we're gonna just have to hike up and around like everybody's doing here. Looks like a fairly safe route. Whew. It's kind of warm out here today. It's a good thing I brought a lot of water. Make sure to bring a lot of water. Okay, right now I am standing on top of the tunnel, that first tunnel. It looks like I'm gonna cross over the top of the tunnel on the back side, and I'm gonna come down on the right side of the tracks. I'll have you know we went up on the left side, we're coming down on the right side. Hopefully I don't have to turn back around. It looks like the group of people who is just ahead of me went off to the left side. So hopefully I'll rendezvous with them in a second. Definitely some footprints going this way though. Okay, I'll have you know that was definitely the right path to take. I think the people over there are having a lot more trouble than I just had. So I'm now ahead of them. I'll have you know that I'm out here much earlier than I was the last time. The sun still hasn't even made its peak in the sky. But last time I was out here, I think the sun was already peaked and it was like a sunset hike and I wound up hiking back at night. I don't know if I'd recommend doing that anymore because the tunnels are closed. You're gonna have to go up and over the tunnels every time you go through one. Who knows how far I'll make it. Not sure if you guys can see, but we are coming up on the 4th bridge right now. And boy, does that one look high up. We're on our way to the 4th bridge right here, and this is actually, I guess you could call this the 4th bridge. This is like a bridge for animals to cross under it, I believe. I'm not sure, maybe it lets water flow under it so that it doesn't get washed out in the middle of a rainstorm, and looks like it's kind of well channeled for that purpose. So we'll call that the 4th bridge. footbridge. All right, so if that little footbridge was the 4th bridge, then this is the 5th bridge. And as you can see, it's kind of got what looks like a walking trail next to it, but this is a great example. I don't think that was like that the last time I was out here. There's some big holes on that. So I believe the last time I was out here, I just chose to walk right down this main bar. And that's what I'm gonna do on the 5th bridge out here. Ooh, we can do this. God, I really hate heights. But I mean, I guess at least, you know, if you had to fall, you fall on these wood planks, and at some point they were designed for you to walk across them. I definitely like the wood planks better than the metal planks, because the metal planks you can just see right through. And if you're afraid of heights, that's pretty scary. So yeah, we're just walking across. Walking across. This really looks sketch, like termites have gotten this bridge, or it's been on fire. I don't know which is better, termites or fire, but we made it across alive, and that's all that matters. Holy cow, that was the 5th. Pretty big bridge right there, and if you could see from walking up, it was really high up. I didn't want to look down. I got a little nervous there once or twice, but I'd say that the 3rd bridge was probably the scariest bridge so far for me personally. You guys can see right here, this is what used to be what I believe is so they could get like a truck on and off the tracks. If it had those train track wheels on the bottom of the truck, then it could use this to kind of get off the track and, you know, pull off if there was a train and probably hang out right here or something. But it looks like that's kind of in a state of decay like the rest of this railroad. It is just so magnificently beautiful up here. I'm walking on this ridge probably, I don't know, 300 feet up on a ridge, and it's just amazing. I think there's a little stream running through the bottom of this. Just came up on the 6th bridge over here. It's kind of the same deal as the 5th bridge, where there's kind of like this walking path, and this one, it's the see-through metal kind. And we're pretty high up, so I think I'm just gonna try to stay in the middle here. I think that's gonna be my safest route. We'll see what's up. Holy cow. This one's pretty high up too, by the way. The 6th bridge was definitely a lot higher up than the 5th bridge. Holy cow, I hope you guys got some cool shots of that there. But here it is kind of from the side angle. I just walked across this bridge. Oh my gosh. This is just a testament to how brittle the rock is out here. As you can see, there's multiple layers of rock, and they just kind of fall, you know, and collapse and crack. Here's a big boulder that landed on the other side of the track, and yeah, just kind of one of the many obstacles this railroad has faced is rock collapses. The rock is not that sturdy. 7th bridge really doesn't look like there's a good way around it, but it's not that long, so I'm just gonna kind of huck it across the beam again. Check it out. Oh boy, here we go. What do you say, you guys want to do it on the far side? Okay, we'll go on the far side. Ooh, shit. What am I thinking over here? What are you doing, Jared? What are you doing? Oh dear God. I don't know why I picked the far side for the record book. I just know it's short. And if I just focus on this beam here and not look down, I won't have anything to worry about. And just keep your speed up. It's over in a second. That was the 7th bridge right there. A lot of fun. Okay guys, I just came up on the 8th bridge. This one really isn't too high up off the ground. It just looks like it was made because we're on the side of a cliff here, and they knew that the tracks weren't sturdy where they are, so they built them up on stilts around this corner. And I'm just choosing to walk across the bridge because it's an easy bridge to cross, and hopefully I won't die or sprain an ankle here. I think there's a lot scarier bridges to fall off of than this one. Notice I'm in tennis shoes too. I have hiking boots in the car. I just totally forgot to put them on before I started hiking. I guess I could have done a little hiking care check. Well, okay, so I just spoke to a couple hikers or mountain bikers, and they said that the next couple tunnels are actually open and you can walk through them. It's just that first tunnel that was locked, and he said I think the mile-long tunnel is gonna have a gate across it, but we'll have to find out. Looks like I'm gonna get to hike through this tunnel at the second tunnel, and this one, the gate is open. We can actually walk through this. It's one of the shorter tunnels out here, but it's longer than the first one, and it is equipped with a gate. It just looks like somebody must have cut the lock or something, and hopefully there's not a gate on the other side that makes me have to backtrack. But yeah, we're going into the second tunnel here, train tunnel. It gets pretty dark in these, so I recommend you bring a flashlight out with you. And also, you know, I got a sweater in my backpack. It can get pretty cold in these train tunnels too. But luckily this one isn't even that far, isn't even that long. I'm even got my sunglasses on still, probably not a smart idea. But second train tunnel, we're actually walking through a train tunnel. So if that's on the bucket list, you can still achieve that by walking through this train tunnel. Whew. It's a really long hike out here by myself, you know. Called up a couple friends today to see if they wanted to come out with me, and everybody's busy, everybody's got their own kind of thing going, so I can't judge them too bad. But this is probably one of the best hikes, and you guys are sure missing out. Just crazy, guys. One of my favorite hikes. Most exhilarating hike, I mean. Oh look, yeah, that totally is a river. I can see a little bit of water going down there. You can see those gray reeds kind of winding through the valley. There is water down there. If you had a water purifier, you could totally get some water, but you'd have to hike down like 100,000 feet there. Well, this is interesting right here. If you notice, the track splits off into two different tracks, and this train car is actually not on the main track. So theoretically, if they got these switches to work, which I don't know if they could, they look pretty beat up. I mean, I don't know. If they got these switches to work, they probably could run a train by this, but I got a feeling it would derail right about here. I don't know if, I mean, I guess the tracks were designed for two trains to pass each other. It's just crazy that this is all the space they would need to pass. It looks harder to get inside this train than the other train. Okay guys, I'm up inside the second set of trains here, and this one by far, I mean, yeah, a graffiti artist has come in here and definitely had his fun, but it is swept and it is cleaned much better than the previous one. This would be such a cool railroad to actually take a ride on. I mean, if you see here, just outside the window, look at these views you can get. It's just amazing. I mean, imagine how many people probably rode on this train car here before it was abandoned, and now how many nights of fun these graffiti artists have had out here. I don't know. This looks like my stop. Woo-hoo. That was the second train. Okay, so we're gonna leave this train behind and keep on hiking. Hopefully we'll get to the expansion bridge today. That's what we're aiming to do. I'd love to fly my drone out here. That's still in the backpack. And yeah, let's just see what happens. So I guess you could call this right here a switch in the tracks. It's where a train could pull over and allow another train to pass or something like that. But since this railroad hasn't been used in forever, it's all in a state of decay. I don't think any of these things are operating. Although maybe they are, you know? Maybe you just unlock that padlock and this ancient technology will come to life. But those are some fresh padlocks on there, and I don't know, maybe it will work. That kind of looks corroded. I'm sure they're assessing this to see if they can get this working again. So that's one part of the railroad they will definitely need to refurbish for this to work again. Oh my gosh, right now I'm just out here all alone, and I was thinking about my good friends Martin and Ebby I met on the last time I came out here, and I had hiked out right after work on like a Friday or something, and the sun started to come down like right as I was kind of getting close to the bridge, and I had actually turned around using my better judgment. I was like, you know, better to hike alone, you know, a shorter distance in the dark than a longer distance, so I had turned around. I was really nervous about crossing those bridges at night, but right as I turned around, maybe a quarter mile after I turned around, I ran into Martin and Ebby, and they were like, we don't care if it gets a little dark. They were from England. They had an accent I'm not even going to try to imitate. And they said they didn't care if it got dark, and you know, I was welcome to come with them and share the conversation. And it turned out to be one of the best days of my life, I think, because I met two cool dudes, and I wound up getting to the landmark I was trying to go to. And I had felt so depressed there for a second when I had turned around. I probably had walked 7 miles to get to where I was, and knowing I would turn around and have to walk it all again just to see it was devastating. And it's almost like God sent me some angels to help me get to where I was trying to go. And if it wasn't for Martin and Ebby, I wouldn't have made it out there the first time. So thank you guys. I wish you were here. If you guys can see down there, that's a train car that fell off of the tracks at some point. It looks like it tumbled all the way down to there. I don't know whether it was just abandoned down there, but that's certainly an old shipping frame car. And check this out. Echo! Echo! Yep, loud echo out here. Okay guys, we just came up on the third train tunnel here, and as you can see behind me, the gate is locked and closed. There's no way to go through that tunnel other than hopping that big tall fence, and I don't want to hurt myself out here. So you have to go around it, and there's a trail here on the left. As I was turning around to actually film right here, I noticed there's an old tunnel entrance in the side of this mountain over here. I'm not sure whether it had a collapse, whether they thought they would dig it and it wasn't feasible or something like that. But hey, let's go give it a peek. I definitely didn't notice this or go in it the last time I was out here. So I'm in this abandoned tunnel here, and I can definitely tell that it is collapsed up ahead. There's all these rocks on the floor too. Probably shouldn't stay in here too long because I'd hate to have a rock fall on my head here. But as you can see, it's definitely collapsed up ahead. I'm not gonna go any farther, it's just too sketchy. Right as I was leaving that tunnel, a rock totally fell and like went kerplunk. Like, holy cow, man. Probably a good idea I didn't go any farther. Concreting on the side here to try to reinforce the tunnel walls. Probably a smart thing to do. Okay guys, wow, look at all these pipes they just kind of let fall down. I don't know if there was a train car that fell and all its cargo just fell off, or whether they're just not being that great stewards of the environment and don't care. They're just chucking that down in a ravine. I'm sure that was the way it was, you know, 100 years ago. You just kind of threw it where you wanted to. But if I was in charge of the railroad, I definitely would have kept it a lot cleaner. I've never gone up and around one of these tunnels before, except for that first one. Hopefully I don't regret not bringing hiking boots with me. We are still hiking around tunnel number 3 right now. You can get a better view of these train cars that are down there. There's definitely more than one. Okay, I would say I'm in the midpoint of going across tunnel number 3. I just found a hiker along here, and he said that this is the only tunnel where you really need to go up and around. The other tunnels are open for business, and you can go through. He did say that he doesn't know if they're gonna start closing the other tunnels here. I guess whoever just bought this railroad is really worried about the liability of having hikers out here. And like, you should just post hike at your own risk. You may be hit by a train or something, but have a good day, you know? What's the big worry? Anybody who's gonna come out here hopefully knows what the heck they're doing, brings a lot of water and some gear with them, and doesn't just try to make this a day hike or something, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to think that this place is gonna be prohibited to public access, or it is right now. He said apparently they're writing tickets out here all the time now, and I don't know, if I get a ticket, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get a free ride back to my car. Okay, so we just came back in sight of the railroad up here going around the third tunnel. Man, if this tunnel was open, we wouldn't have had to walk as far, because right now we're like backtracking back around the mountain, trying to get back to the railroad. There's a big ravine in between us, so I assume it's kind of, you get back on the railroad right by the tunnel maybe? Oh, we'll find out. One of the hikers I passed a little while ago warned me about this, where they have a bunch of metal here from building the train tunnels. It's collecting rainwater, and there's a hornet's nest in here. I'm just gonna try to keep my distance. Suck to get attacked by a bunch of hornets right now. Oh boy. Well, it looks like I made it past that okay, but there's still a lot of wildlife around here because of the water. I guess where there's water, there will be life. Okay, we just left the exit of train tunnel number 3. We were not able to go through it because it had a gate on the front. The back of it's open though, but geez, I wouldn't go through that mile-long tunnel to find out that the gate is locked on the other side. That would just be really a bad idea. So I'm glad we got to take the scenic route on that one. As you can see up on that mountain there, I'm not sure if you can, but there's a path that goes up and around the mountain. So we pretty much circumnavigated the side of the mountain. Some of the areas were a little bit sketchy because it was on the side of a cliff, but I was able to do it just fine. I'd rather do any of that than go across one of those crazy train bridges. Coming up on tunnel number 4 here, as you can see, and it looks like tunnel number 5 is right behind it. Kind of interesting lighting out here, huh? Okay, I'm right here at the entrance of tunnel number 4. Tunnel number 4 is shorter than tunnel number 1 by far, but it's longer than tunnel number 2. I want to say tunnel number 3, which was closed off, is the longest one. I could be mistaken. We'll find out. It looks like tunnel number 5 is directly behind us. And yeah, let's see what we find. Okay guys, we're just coming out of tunnel number 4. Tunnel number 5 is right there. It looks like this is like some crazy concrete drainage they have here that I want to say this is bridge number 10 that I am crossing over right now. It's just this little footbridge going over this water directional system. I guess that's a good name for it. I think it kind of looks like an aqueduct, but I think it's just to keep water from washing away the tracks. I'm sure the tracks have been washed away on this very spot before, and they had to build that before reopening it. Tunnel number 5 we're coming up on. It looks very dark inside. I have a feeling this is going to be one of the longer tunnels. Luckily I have a flashlight with me and a jacket. That last tunnel, tunnel number 4, it was kind of chilly in there. I gotta say, the wind blows through it and there's no sun. You're used to being out here in the sun and it's nice and warm and maybe 75 degrees out right now. But once you get into that tunnel, it drops down to, I don't know, maybe 65 degrees or so. We'll see how cold this tunnel is. Maybe I'll come out with my sweatshirt on. Who knows? I'm in tunnel number 5, just in the beginning of it, and now that I'm inside the tunnel, I can definitely see that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So I don't think tunnel number 5 is all that long, but it's definitely the longest one I've walked through yet. It's definitely a little spooky in here, I gotta say. We're in the middle of the tunnel right now, and as you can see, the walls are kind of boarded up all around here. Oh, there's some exposed rock. But it just looks like you could punch through one of these boards and find Emmett Brown's DeLorean back there or something. Anyway, let's get the heck out of this tunnel. Okay, we are just coming out of train tunnel number 5. As you can see, I had to take off my sunglasses in here. It was that dark. A little creepy too. I didn't realize it until I was like right up on them, but I came across another set of hikers in the dark and I was like, what's that sound coming towards me? It was so spooky for a second. Luckily they were friendly. I told them about the YouTube channel. Maybe I got a new subscriber, who knows. But we are out of tunnel number 5 now. It's beautifully sunny out here, and what looks like another drainage kind of ditchy bridge. This is going to be bridge number 11, I do believe. Yeah, bridge number 11, guys. We're just going to walk right across the middle of it here. It's not too long. Definitely something to do with water going on here. So this is tunnel number 6 we are going to be walking through right now. We just left tunnel number 6, and here's this really cool little guard booth or whatever the heck it is. You could totally go inside there and seek shelter from the rain if you needed to, but it's very tiny. So we just crossed over the 4th little truck off thing. There's a piece of like debris there that used to do something with the track, and we are coming up on tunnel number 7 right now. Just coming up on tunnel number 7 right now. Checking with you guys when I'm through it. There's some people in there. Okay guys, we just left tunnel number 7 here, and it looks like we're coming up on tunnel number 8. I can already see tunnel number 8 in the distance. It's really not that far away. Right before tunnel number 8, there's another one of those truck derailers here. I don't know if there's always going to be a truck derailer in front of every tunnel. Maybe I should just stop keeping track of them at this point. Okay, here we are. We are entering tunnel number 8. It is another one of those short tunnels. I can see right through it. I don't think I'm even going to take off my sunglasses for this tunnel. But, yeah, oh man, the bridge can't be too much farther. Okay, we just left tunnel number 8. I'm sure tunnel number 9 is right around the corner. Hey guys, as you can see, I'm coming up on tunnel number 9 here. This tunnel does look like it's really long, only because it's coming out of the side of a really big mountain. There is a trail that goes up and around it, but since there's no gate on the front of this, and I've heard the other tunnels are open from this point on, I'm gonna try to go through it and try to save the time that I'll save going through the tunnel versus going around it. And just like I thought, right before tunnel number 9, we have another one of the truck derailers. I think I'm probably gonna just stop keeping track of those. Oh wow, so yeah, this is a long tunnel here, but you can see the end of it. I can see off in the distance there's some hikers at the end of it right now. I wonder if you guys can too. Okay guys, I am at the exit of tunnel number 9, heading towards, it looks like there's another tunnel. Oh man, I'm getting a low battery warning. That's no bueno. There's another tunnel that clearly the tracks don't go into. It must have been collapsed almost to the trestle bridge, I believe. Hopefully I'll be there in a second. Okay guys, I'm just leaving tunnel number 10 and I think I'm here. This is the world's largest curved expansion bridge out here on the Impossible Railroad. I sure appreciate you guys watching this video today and continuing to subscribe to my vlogs. I promise to do more stuff like this in the future. Hey guys, while I'm out here at the world's largest expansion bridge, I believe this is at Chorizo Creek. Anyway, camera battery's a little low, so I think this would be a great time to sign off. I've got to turn around from this point and hike another, I think it was about 8 miles back to my car, and hopefully get off this trail before the sun comes down again. Make sure to watch my last video when I was out here, the original Impossible Railroad I filmed. I definitely hiked back at night on that video, and it was super scary and sketch. I just crossed over the bridge to get to this point where I'm standing, and let me tell you, it was so freaking scary. I had to stop twice and give myself a pep talk to get across it. You can just see straight through to the floor, and you're up maybe 300-400 feet, crazy high. Anyway, let's take off the drone and see what we can get.